Hello folks, welcome to the canal Channel Jose. Today we're going to show you how to replace headlight bezels on a 91 to a 94 Toyota Tercel with the square headlight. There's two types of headlights. There's a full headlight which you can replace the light bulb, and there's the headlight with a square shape that is a sealed beam, and this is the case. So we're going to replace the bezels for both sides. They're in better shape than what we have, so we're gonna take them off, put the new ones we found, and then this is all gonna help you if you wanna paint them, how to take them off and how to put them back on. So with that said, you only gonna need a Phillips screwdriver, and then so we'll show you the process. It's pretty simple. With that, let's get started. So for this procedure, folks, we're gonna have to open our hood because all the screws or bolts, everything that needs to be taken off is right underneath the hood. So we're gonna be using the Phillips screwdriver as a tool. That's the only tool you're gonna need for this process, and then it's gonna be pretty simple. But you gotta open your hood, and then we're gonna start with the process. And for this procedure, we're gonna have to remove the center piece of the grill, and we're gonna have to remove 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Phillips screws that are holding the grill into the frame, and once we remove those, we can pull the grill straight up. Because the reason of that is because there's a screw right here that holds this whole bezel into the structure of the car in there. So there's another one for this other side, so we have to remove this to get that screw and the other screw on the other side. Now that we have removed all 5 screws, we just pull the grill straight up, and that's going to expose the one screw that goes here and the one screw that goes right on this other side that holds the bezel. There's a headlight. So now that we have removed the grill, what we're going to be having to do is we're going to have to remove the turn signal housing, and the reason is because there's a screw on the bezel that is hidden underneath between the turn signal and the bezel that holds the bezel into the structure, and it's right in there. So we got to remove the turn signal. So to remove this plastic, we have to remove the turn signal, and to get the turn signal out, we have to remove this Phillips screw that is right there. And once we pull that off, it's gonna give us the play, and we're gonna pull the turn signal straight forward, so that way we can expose the screw that is holding this structure into the car. So we take that apart. Once we remove the screw, all we have to do is we grab from that piece of from that tab, and from this little corner on this bottom, and we pull the turn signal straight forward and work it, and you pop the pin that is securing right down there off. So you gotta, when you put it back in, is the same thing, but you gotta pull it straight forward. You try pulling it to the side, you're gonna break that little tab, and then all you're gonna have to end up is with one securing point, and the light is gonna be flopping around. So be careful. You just pull it straight forward, and then you can take it off from the light bulb so you don't hang it from the wire, and you put it aside. So now we have the screw right there that we need to take off. So now to remove the driver's side bezel off, we have to remove this screw that is right there that was being hidden by the turn signal housing. So it's 1, 2, 3, and 4. This tab is broken off, so but this is gonna be a screw that we're gonna have to put on for the new one. So there's 4 screws. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we remove the bezel and we put the new one in. So here we have both of the bezels for the headlight, and then this one that we had on the car, it was getting faded and is broken off. The tab for the screw that goes here on the inside of the grill is broken off on this side. So now we're gonna have another tie down point for this one. It's gonna look better, so we're gonna put the new one in. So now what we do is we start guiding our bezel into the driver's side, and then be careful with this pins or this As you can see, these are guides that go on the bottom, so be careful, don't force it, just start guiding it in, and then once you guide it, make sure that the holes line up, and then we start putting the screws back in. Okay folks, as you can see now, we have a new tab where we can a secure point that we can put on, and then this one doesn't have it, the old one is broken off, so we put a screw on that and secure it down. So now we put the structure back, the light bulb structure in to the housing, and then we line up this pin with the bottom thing, with the bottom pin hole, and then we guide this tab between the bezel and the fender, and then we slowly work it in, line up the bottom, and then make sure it falls flush over here, and then you push it in. Once everything looks straight, then you line up the hole on the top, and then we screw it in. So as you can see folks, we have replaced the driver's side bezel, and then we're gonna jump into the passenger side, and we are gonna put the grill or the front piece after we have replaced the passenger side as well. So for that is the same procedure, but we're gonna show you how we do it. And for the passenger side as well, we're gonna have to take that screw that holds the turn signal housing towards the frame, and then once we remove that, we pull it straight forward so we can expose the side screw that holds the structure of the bezel into the frame. So now that we remove the turn signal housing, that exposed that one screw on the side, so we're gonna take that one screw off, this other screw off, and this other screw off. 4 screws just like the other side, take them off, and then we pull the bezel straight forward, put the new one in, and screw it in the same way. Now that we have removed all the 4 screws, we pull the bezel straight forward, and now we can put the new one in. And then we work the turn signal housing into where it needs to be. We line up the pin on the bottom, and we push it in, and then we put the screw on top and screw it in. So now we have replaced the passenger side and the driver side bezels for the headlights. So now what's left is we put the center piece of the grill, and that will, we screw it down with the 5 screws that had in the beginning, and that will finish our procedure. Well folks, this was an easy replacement on the headlights bezels. The most important part on this is that when you're putting everything back together, you don't over tighten the screws because they screw into plastic, so you might strip that. And as you could see, our bezels on our car, they were fading out or peeling off on the paint, both sides. And actually this one didn't have a tab, it was broken off, so it would vibrate sometimes. So we replaced them. We didn't pay much, it was probably $2 a piece. That's why we got them, and well, to find them is really hard now for us. So we got them, we replaced them, and it was pretty simple. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. Let us know what you think about this replacement. If you like this video, give us thumbs up, share it, and we'll see you soon with more videos here on el canal y Channel Jose.